Hey there, welcome to the Weeb Lounge, and this is our little summary of The Day I Became a God, Episode 3. And apparently they're doing an animated version of Kitchen Nightmares now. Okay, the setup for this episode started in the previous one, where Sora, the sister, showed up at the house, like being carried by her friend Jinguji, which is kind of an odd name, but Jinguji apparently runs a ramen shop, and turns out, even though it was a bit of a cliffhanger, you thought she got like really beat up or something, apparently she slipped and fell running from a debt collector. Yeah, that's a little anticlimactic and everything, and it should knocked her out or something. I mean, if you're going to fall and get hit that hard, shouldn't you just go to the hospital or something? I mean, yeah, a little bit of negligence there, family negligence. What I don't know. Maybe Sora, maybe Odin, the god. Maybe she knew that she'd be fine. So okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so the basic premise of the episode is there's this ramen shop that Jinguji runs, and this is Sora's really good friend, and she's also a film club alumni. So not only are they friends and everything, she really wants to help this person out. So why? Well, this ramen shop is just completely failing, and they can't get any customers in. The ramen and everything, I guess, is fairly mediocre, and there's apparently a debt collector involved. They owe a whole bunch of money to try to stay afloat, and this girl, this alumni, is running the shop because the mother is sick, so that's probably another reason why they're in debt. So it's just a tragic situation overall, and the whole mission of this is where I bring in Kitchen Nightmares. It's to go in, reform this restaurant, get rid of the debt collector, and hopefully things work out. And they do it in like the most ludicrous, stupid fashion imaginable, and I guess it works out in the end. I mean, it kind of does. Okay, well, Odin, our god, is going to have to come up with a plan for all this. And what she does is she basically writes up what looks like a manuscript, almost like a play or a screenplay, And she's just like, hands it to Yota and is like, hey, just do what I wrote down here. You should be good. Okay. This requires Yota to pretend, this is a high school kid, all right? It requires him to pretend to be like this ramen aficionado, this business guy or whatever, who specializes in revitalizing businesses. A Gordon Ramsay type character. Very loud, very aggressive, tells people off. If you don't know who Gordon Ramsay is, just, yeah, you're going to lose it. I ain't explaining it. But he dresses up in a suit, slaps on some glasses, pretends not to be Sora's brother, rather her, uncle, I think it was. And get this is dumb. He's obviously really young, and he explains this away that he won a babyface contest, just for looking young while old. Yeah, there's no such thing, but I guess the old Jinguji there didn't know that. So he shows up, has some ramen, looks around the whole place, and basically comes to the decision, okay, he has to figure out a way to gain Jinguji's trust while also revitalizing the business. And all this is in the plan. It's all in the plan that Odin wrote up. Just a little pamphlet or whatever. And he has to act this role, gain trust, and apparently, I'm guessing, using recipes and methods and everything that are in this manuscript to bring the business to the forefront. Also while renaming it the Fallen Angel. There's some kind of like drip sauce, something, ramen or whatever, put water in it. It looks like coffee, and the first drip, they all yell, Fallen Angels! The first angel is fallen. Whatever it was, if I was in that restaurant, that'd be cringe. That's straight up cringe. To me, it'd be the equivalent of, people at Chili's coming out, slapping their hands together, just wishing you happy birthday. If that's me, I just want to punch them all. That's my attitude towards that. Don't do it to me. If I have a birthday, I am not going to Chili's. I stay home and drink. Okay, a little bit of a tangent there. But anyways, they go about revitalizing the business. They had a little Fallen Angel drip thing for some kind of flavoring sauce or whatever. They have a whole bunch of different ramen. Revitalize it completely, more simple ingredients, and basically they not only cut costs, but they increase the quality of the food. Okay, so costs are down, food is up, and he also does a television interview, apparently. And he lies out his ass. He says at like 27 years old, he went overseas and worked for a clothing company or something. He was always into fashion and slowly realized that, you know, the biggest bang for his buck, he can get some ramen that tastes better than anything, and he only needs one suit and all this other. It was like a glory pick for Yota acting as this 40-year-old consultant. It was absolutely ludicrous. It was stupid, and apparently it worked. It got people to line up in front of this ramen shop in droves, so it went viral, just as Odin had predicted, just as Odin wanted. So it went viral, they start getting a lot of business, everything is on the up and up, and then in comes the debt collector towards the end of the night. Okay, typical like Yakuza debt collector stereotype thing. He's showing up, he has a little piece of paper saying blah. She's paying 30% interest a month. That's very illegal. In the United States anyways, that's very illegal. In Japan, I don't know, but I'm going to guess, you know, Japan probably has some strict laws, so I'm guessing it's illegal there too. So they just have to fight this guy off. Well, how does Yota fight this guy off? This is a big, hardened Yakuza adult who has probably been in more fights than I have ever seen, and going up against Yota, a basketball wannabe guy trying to pretend to be Gordon Ramsay and probably has not fought much in his whole life, if any at all. You follow the floor plan. That's what you do. Like, seriously. Odin, our god, wrote a floor plan. It looks like dancing instructions. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3. This is what you do. This is where you go. So as long as Yota follows these steps, not only does he dodge all the punches that the Yakuza debt collector guy throws, he lands his own and knocks his ass out and ends up kicking him out of the ramen shop. That doesn't really solve debt though, does it? I mean, you can beat him up and kick him out, but that debt's still there. So they kind of glossed over that just a little bit. So yeah, Odin basically wrote the plan, revitalized everything, did everything right, somehow predicted the movement and steps on the floor to beat up a guy. This is just weird. Okay. This is why I'm starting to change my opinion on what might actually be going on here. I'm almost wanting to say that this is some kind of computer simulation. Like there's just some kind of thing going on where, you know, that theory where we're all living in a simulation, I have a feeling that they're actually trying to do that and go that route. Because that would explain like every god thing that there is. If it's all pre-programmed or can be reprogrammed along the way and Odin figured out how to do this or is in control of it, then everything seems like you're a god. That could be it. I'm throwing that theory out there. But the reason I kind of started to go that way is because of the introduction of Suzuki, a new character. This is just like some kid who's all up about himself, and he is apparently a mega crazy super hacker. And, you know, you see him, the guy, I don't know if he has a good heart or not. He comes off as anti-hero, kind of like Accelerator from the Index Railgun series. He has that kind of mindset, maybe not so out of it loopy, but he comes across as a little bit of that, and he has this crazy technology that puts a big hologram thing in front of him and he goes boop 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 and all this stuff. That technology, as far as I know, doesn't exist yet, or shouldn't, but anime logic, it's fine. And he's just there's a mother that loses her daughter, doesn't know where she's at, so he uses this massive text shit, and he like hacks every camera, every facial recognition thing that there is, just throws up a big old thing, be like boop 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 boop, there she is, she's just sitting in a park on a horsey. They go find the kid's on a horsey, problem solved. But later on he gets escorted. Now, this guy's kind of a prisoner. He's got like his fingers in a cuff thing or whatever. It's kind of odd, but he's obviously being forced to do things that he may or may not want, and he goes to this like high-rise little office or whatever and is basically told either you have to do this for us or you're going to experience pain. Yeah, not terribly willing, I think. So, you know, overall, this episode's gotten a little interesting. It shows off Odin's power a little bit. Not all that much, but it's kind of interesting. It keeps things funny and lighthearted with the whole, kitchen nightmares-esque episode. And then it throws in this super hacker who is obviously going to become a much bigger player in the next few episodes. So with that, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. And man, it is really early here. It's like 4 a.m. when I'm doing this, and I need some breakfast. So I will catch you all in the next video.